morning, everyone. Happy Wednesday. This is Jennifer. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I am coming to you live from Lexington, South Carolina. Grab your coffee, tea, beverage, juice, whatever it is that you drink first thing in the morning, and let's have a little crafting time this morning. I can give everybody just a moment to get on and find me live, as I know it takes a second. I am so blessed to be here this morning with you first thing in the morning. Let's get everything set up. I believe I've got everything in the description that's ready to go. Welcome, welcome everyone. I am so excited to be here this morning as we have some fellowship time together, some crafting time together prior to going to work or to get our day started. Today I'm taking a little break from fall cards, and we're diving into our next big holiday, which is Christmas. And the set that I am using today, along with our paper, will also be part of our craft along. So if you have not if you have not joined Craft Along, today is the deadline, so you do need to get that link that is in this video clicked for Craft Along. Craft Along is $39. We will make 5 cards, and you will also get a half a pack of the designer series paper that I'm using today, along with some other projects, and then all the projects for the class you will get for $39. So click the link in here for the craft along and come join me as we craft together. It will be virtual on Monday, October the 27th. And I would love to send you some happy mail, but I need you to click the link and get registered, guys. Today is the deadline for Craft Along. All right, we're going to go ahead and flip the camera so we can get started. Also wanted to share with you the Stampin' Up! Starter Kit is on sale. It is $35 and you get $125 in free product. If you are interested in purchasing the starter kit, there is a link in the video for you to do that as well, or I will be happy to talk with you in person, and would love to share the starter kit special with you in more detail. So if you have any questions, do let me know. Again, this is Jennifer with Creativity. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I am coming to you live this morning out of my studio in Lexington, South Carolina. Good morning. Grab our cup of coffee, our hot teas, our juices, and come join me as we get started. All right, we're going to flip the camera. And hopefully I don't disconnect. There we go. This is always the challenging part, is getting everything set up. Give me a second to make sure everything is a go. All right, I think we're good to go. Okay, I wanted to share with you the designer series paper that we're using this morning. It is called Christmas Tags and More. It is a 6x6 pack, and here is the pretty designer series paper that goes with this. So this is the front side, this is the back side. Okay, and this is the front and the back. It is double-sided, so here's the front and there's the back. And this paper we will be using in the craft along. And you will get a pack of this in your kit. And again, like I said, it is $39, and I would love to send you a kit. So make sure you click that link in the chat, in the description, so that you get your kit. I feel like you're tilted. There we go. Sorry. It just felt like it was tilted. The stamp set that we will be using also is called Traditional Labels. You can add this on the craft along if you would like and pay, and there will be no shipping on it because I will then turn around and send it into your kit as well. Ooh, got something going on with my lights. Hold on a second. Why are they flickering? Hold on, guys. Oh. Good morning, Deb. Welcome. All right, so then we got the traditional labels there, and then we have these beautiful dies that I am not hardly tapping into today, but I will be using these in the craft along, which will be October the 27th. But today is the deadline. If you want the packet, click the link in this video so you get your packet and you can craft along with me. But this is the set that I will be using for craft along. If you do not have the stamp set, then you can alternate and use something else, or you can add it into the craft along registration. I will do all the die cutting for you from the dies that I use, but I cannot send any stamp damages as that is against the angel policy through Stampin' Up. So you could substitute all the stamping, but all die cuts and cardstock cuts, all that kind of stuff is done by me for craft along. Craft along is $39. We will make 5 projects, and you will also get about $20 in free product. Good morning, Angie. I hope you're doing well. Been a while since I've seen or heard from you, so it's good to see you this morning. All right, so let's dive into the 2 projects that we're going to be doing today. Here is one of the cards that we will be doing. And here is the other card that we will be doing. Along with this one, I decorated the envelope to match the card itself. So these are the 2 projects that we're going to do. So we're going to dive in and get started with these. So we're going to start with this one first. So what I did with this one is, of course, I took the designer series paper that is right here. These are quick, easy cards. If you needed something quick and easy, these packs are wonderful for that. So on this one, what I did is I have basic white thick cardstock that is 8.5 by 11, scored at 5 1/4. No, excuse me. Angie, that is wonderful to hear. Let's start over with the measurement. Card base, 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. Excuse me. And then on the front flap, what I did is I cut off 1 inch from the card to make it smaller. And then on the inside, I have the strip of designer series paper right here, glued to here. And this is 1 1/4 going across there. All right. And then I used the circle stitch dies to cut out the circle here. And these little things right here that comes in the Memory and More Christmas and Tag packet, they are already done for you and punched out. So you just go through and find which one you want, and you're able to use them as well. So that's what I did on that one. And then the designer paper was from this right here, and it is cut at 5.5 by 3.25. So that is how I've got that size on there. All right, so let's make this project real quick. Like I said, if you needed quick, easy cards, these are the cards to go with, because it took no time in prepping them. All right, so I've got my card base here. I've got it scored. I'm taking my bone folder and I am going to run this across here, giving it that great seal down. Then what I want to do is take my designer series paper. I am going to put my adhesive on the back here. All right. And then we're going to just line it up. I did not want any of the white showing, so I've lined it up. Come on, no. Okay. It's wanting to stick on me, so I'm going to line this up. And I did not want any of the white showing, so we're going to do this just like that. Now, you see I've got a piece hanging over. I am going to just take my snips, and we are going to shave that off flush with the card base. All right. And my designer paper was a little off, so we're going to slide it to make it even. There we go. So now that is the inside of the card, and then you can stamp and write a message, or you can leave it blank and write your entire message on the inside. That is totally up to you. All right, so now what I want to do is go ahead and assemble our circle. So we've got our circle here. Good morning, Brenda. We have our little cutout tag from the Tags and More Christmas and Tag bundle designer pack. So we're going to just kind of center this on our circle here. Same thing with our ornament. We're going to use that, and then we're going to put that right on top of here. These are quick and easy Christmas cards. This is great for beginners, or if you have to do a mass production of cards, this would be great to do as well. Hello, Kathy. I'm glad you made it finally. I was wondering if you were going to leave me this morning. I appreciate each and every one of you for coming on so early in the morning. I know it's bright and early. I wanted to get another class in, and this was the way it flew for my schedule. I love coming up here working before going to work. So we'll see how we do. I've been doing coffee and card now probably about 6 or 7 months. So we'll see how we continue to do it. I really enjoy it, and I hope y'all do too. So what I'm doing now is taking the linen thread, and I'm doing a double bow. And my tail is not, my tail's not equal. So let's try that again. I would have had a really short tail, and I don't want a short one. So let's try this again. Bows are a hit and miss. Sometimes they flow really well, and then sometimes it's like, forget it. It is not going to happen. So let's see. All right. And today might be that day because this tail's going to be short too. All right, one more try. And if this don't work, we're going to give it up. Third time's a charm, right, guys? All right, let's see. Here we go. Make sure your linen thread is equal. That's a big factor. Well, come on. Oh, I got fat fingers today. There we go. Now, bows are just something that you have to work with. But I think I got it this time. All right, now what we're going to do, now that we have our double bow that looks semi-decent, we're going to take our mini glue dots and we are going to adhere it at the top of our ornament. All right. And I'm not going to cut that quite yet. I want to get it on the card and then we'll see what we need to do from that point on. All right. All right, so we're going to go ahead. We're going to take our dimensionals and we are going to attach 3, let's do 4. Now, because this is hanging over just a little bit, don't go too close to the edge. That way you don't have the issue of your glue, dimensionals connecting to the inside of your card. So I just did mine similar to this. And of course I did add extra because I am an adhesive FOMO thinking I got to use tons because it's going to fall off. And that's the last thing you want is for it to fall off when you submit your card to someone. All right, so then we're going to just kind of put it right onto the card base itself, just like that. Well, it's not the card base, it's the designer series paper. Now, for this sentiment, again, I am using the sentiment coming out of Traditional Labels, and I am using 'Tis the Season. And all I did was take my stamp and my cherry cobbler and open that up, and then we're going to tap it into our ink pad and we're going to center this right at the top and we're going to stamp down and pull up, and that is our card number 1. We got to hook it to our card base before we finish. So what I did for that is I took this and just put my adhesive on the back side. I am using our Stampin' Seal adhesive. I really like our adhesive. It is really good. If you are a scrapbooker, it is great for scrapbooking as well. And then I just laid this straight onto the card base, and there is our card number 1. All right, we got to put our embellishments on, and I am using the traditional sparkling sequins. All right, and I am going to use the gold ones. So I used a big one and I put it right down here. All right, then I used a medium size and let's put it right there. And then I used a small one and we put it right there. And I don't think I'm going to cut my twine, my linen thread. I kind of like it like that. So we're going to leave that alone. So that is card number 1. All right. Now, let's move on over to card number 2. Thank you, Kathy. All right, let's move on to card number 2. So here is card number 2. And what I did with this is the same thing. I used the designer paper from our Christmas tag and more. And I used garden green and thick basic white, real red. So for this card, the card base is 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. The first layer, the garden green, that is 5 1/4 by 4. And then the designer series paper, it is cut at 5 3 3/4. And then the the tree, the ornaments, and the candy cane, I used our parental postage dies that are these right here. And I used this one right here. No, I did not. I storied. I used this one right here to cut out the backgrounds. So these are the perennial postal dies. Love these dies. If you don't have them, I do recommend them. So I used those to cut out that. And then for the tag, I used the tag label dies from the bundle that we're using. And I used the banner die right here. And I cut it apart. So that is what I did with this card. All right. And then during Craft Along, I will be showing more using this bundle. So if you're interested in Craft Along, now is the time to register. Click that link in this video because today is the deadline to get that registration in. That way I have time to be able to get all your packets mailed out on time so you have it to craft along with me. All right, so let's get started with this one because it does have a little bit of pieces. I went ahead and pre-cut everything, so we've got it together. So again, I've got my basic, thick basic white cardstock. I've got my garden green, and then I have already cut with the perennial dies. I've cut the real red, garden green, and I cut 2 of those. And then the designer series paper, these come in the pack, and I just cut them down to fit the squares there. So I've got those already cut. And then I have a strip of the designer series paper that we will do something with in a minute. And then I have my piece that's designer paper that goes on my garden green. So let's go ahead and take our garden green and assemble this card as we are having our coffee and crafting time together. I do appreciate you being here. While I'm doing this, I do want to announce that today registration has opened up for my one-day retreat. I am so excited that I have teamed up with one of my team members, Stephanie, and we are going to be hosting a one-day retreat here in Lexington/West Columbia area. So if you are local, I would love for you to come. The registration link is in this video. It will be on November the 1st. And we are working toward the Stampin' Up! Give Back Community Project. They do a project every year around this time. And this year, their Give Back project is breast cancer. So, you will get about $30 in product that will be toward the project, and for every product that is purchased, Stampin' Up! Gives a donation back to the community project, which is cancer this year for breast cancer. And so we will be doing a one-day retreat for that. Would love to have you come and join us. Click that link, get the information, and get registered, because Stephanie and I are so excited to be doing this together. Also, if you are not local but would like a retreat in a box, that option is also available, and all you have to do is click that link. When you go to the registration tab, it has in there retreat in a box to go, or it has in person. So whichever one you need to suit you, then please click that link and get registered. I would love to have you come and join us. It's going to be so much fun, but it is going to be geared around breast cancer. I know this month is breast cancer awareness, but I am doing this retreat at my church, and it was not available this month, so I had to move it over. But we are still going to support the Give Back project for the community and support it. So if you're interested, click the link. It's a one-day retreat. We will go from 9 a.m. until 8 p.m. on Saturday, November the 1st. Now, you can stay as long as you want. That is totally up to you. I know if you're not used to doing retreats, I understand that's a long time. But if you're familiar with paper crafting, we go forever and ever and ever. We're like the Energized Bunny. But we're going to have activities. You're going to be able to do make and take projects. There is 2 add-on classes that you are able to purchase as well. And we will do all the prep work. We will have workstations set up. So if you don't have the stamp sets or supplies, it will be provided for you there at the retreat, and you're going to be able to do it throughout the day. So that is the one-day retreat that is coming up. Registration opens today for that. And then join my email. If you're not on my email, that is the best way to know what is coming up, all the activities. You also get free things emailed out to you by joining my email. And then I am starting some other things that will be just free email tutorials, things like that, of upcoming cards. So join the email. I promise I don't spam. I don't share your information. So I do use a email server company, so they are very good on protecting all of our data and our email stuff. All right, guys, I think that's all the announcements that I needed to make. We got Craft Along, we've got the one-day retreat, and my email list, the starter kit through Stampin' Up. What a special deal that is. $35 to purchase the starter kit. Amazing deal. Get $125 in free product. I would love for you to be part of our community. You do what you want to do when you purchase that starter kit. There is no set guidelines of stuff for that. You do not have to do videos. You do not have to, You can be a hobby, and that's it. And be part of my Stampin' Scrapper team. We have lots of fun together. I just posted a couple of pictures from the weekend of a event that I did, and I had part of my team there with me. So it's always so much fun. All right, so we're tying a double bow here in the real red and white ribbon, or twine, excuse me, not ribbon, twine. And we are going to do this one a little different. So this is how the label comes out from the label dies. And on this card, I cut it apart. But watch this. So we're going to take this. We're going to take our garden green. And we're going to say sending love and joy. And we're going to tap it into that. We're going to line this up. All right, perfect. Oh, I love it when it goes well. That means it was a good morning. All right, so now what I want to do is I'm going to put the dimensionals on the back side here. All right. And then if you registered for the Creativity Club, I will be getting that prepped and ready. If you have not joined Creativity Club, I would love for you to be part of that as well. And the registration is open now for the November kit. All right, so make sure you take advantage of all the fun things that is happening. I cut this just a little too short. Yeah, let's, if I'm not gonna have, we'll put that on differently. All right, so this time, what I'm gonna do is, you can see I cut this one. I'm not gonna cut this one. We're gonna leave this together. So we're going to just kind of do it just like this. And we're going to leave it together. So that way you've got an option there. And then I'm going to take this, because I cut it too short. I can't put it under the tag. So we're going to just make a really tiny bow. And watch what I do with it. This is going to be really cute. All right, let's see. I'm going to take my glue dot here. And we're going to put it on the back side of our thread. And then we're going to stick it. Why don't we just stick it up there? Oh, that's cute. I really like that. All right. So now we're going to take this and we're going to snip there we go. We're going to snip it off just a little bit. We've got that up at the top now. And now we're ready to put it onto our card base. And we're going to do this one a little different. Watch what I'm going to do. Instead of putting adhesive on here, we're going to pop this one up with dimensionals. I think this is going to be really pretty. And this is what's fun about these cards, because you can take such a simple layout and make it into a beautiful layout. And this would be easy to duplicate for Christmas cards. You can also turn these into birthday cards. It doesn't have to be Christmas, because we do have Christmas birthdays, or December birthdays, not Christmas. We do have those December birthdays, so this would be a great birthday card. You can turn the sentiment around on it. Watch this now and see what this does to the difference. All right, there we go. I love that. That is so pretty. I hope you like that. All right, real quick, show you what I was going to do with the strip of paper here. So what I'm going to do with the envelope is I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it straight onto my card base. Now, you're going to want to go a little heavy if you use adhesive, because this will be running through the machines at the post office. So what I like to do when I take my designer paper, I like to use my tearing tape because it's a little stronger. And I put it all the way at the edge. And yes, post offices are fine with us doing this. Is when we get into the embellishments that you got to be careful so you don't jam the machines. But paper is not going to do that. But I just like to double the adhesive on it. I use the tearing tape to make it a little stronger, just because it's going through the machine and is being shuffled in all those bags from the mail carrier. I mean, I love our postal guys. I love my mail people. But man, are they rough on packages sometimes. All right, so we're going to peel off the back. And then we're going to take this and we're going to line it straight up on the envelope. Just like this. And this is decorating your envelope so you don't have a naked envelope. And then we're going to take our snips and gently cut that extra off without cutting your envelope. Why did I say that? Ask me. How do I know not to cut the envelope? Yep, I've done that. All right, so there is that. And then I just kind of give it a good press down. And there it matches the card. It matches the envelope. How beautiful. Love it. Here is the different, same card layout, just a different design. How cute is that, guys? All right, so then the first card that we did, we're going to move those up a little bit. And there is our first card that we did this morning. All right, guys, that wraps up Coffee and a Card this morning. I hope you have a wonderful and blessed Wednesday. I will be back live on Sunday. No, I will be back live on Sunday with a Christmas series that I was supposed to have done this past Sunday and got off track. So we will do a Christmas series this coming Sunday. I hope you can join me. I will be live at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Sunday. Again, grab that craft along kit so you get all the supplies mailed to you. You will get this designer series paper and 5 projects ready for you to assemble with me. And there's a couple of other things that go in that as well. So grab that. Also check out the one-day retreat, November the 1st. I would love for you to come or get the retreat to go in a box. Would love you to be part of that as well. Share my video, like my video, and follow me. If you're on YouTube, click the bell in the top right-hand corner, and it will notify you when I post things or I go live there. And share, share, share. It is such a warm feeling to see that, and it helps my business grow. All right, guys, I will see you on Sunday. Thank you.